So what, Merrick, then Kevin, then you, or Merrick, you,
Merrick,
then
I'm gonna
Kevin,
do
you?
Merrick, Kevin, me, then you. We're gonna end
Okay.
on you. Wait. All right.
We'll end
What
with
is
the
Lee doing?
banjo.
Yeah.
Just playing my banjo.
All right. So.
Alright, now we have Lee.
Okay.
This is just a random set piece we threw together, but check out his banjo.
This is pretty sick.
Okay. All right. So, how do we open this?
Uh, that's for, well, I guess Merrick to figure out, cause he starts.
Yeah.
I could say like an introduction, like.
Nah,
Welcome,
go into
Mr.
first
Jones."
person.
You
Mr.
can't-
Jones,
you can't
thank
go-
God that you're actually watching this and sitting down and watching this.
Yeah. I hope you enjoyed watching it, which you totally did.
I
Okay.
wonder if any of this is a
Say hi to
similar,
the missus for me.
yeah.
So I'll be like, welcome to our awesome Apush project. Here you can
Check
see
it
the
out.
beautiful landscapes we have created. And hey, Merrick, why don't you go ahead and tell us a little bit about geography?
Yeah, well, if you look behind me, you can see just one example of beautiful American geography. Goes as far back as the eye can see. Geography was an important part of our American timeline into the modern day. I just froze. I'm frozen.
Okay, wake up! Wake
That's
up!
so good.
That was really good.
The most prominent example of this is the divide we see between the North and Southern cultures, where the North began as more of a lumber and whaling industry due to the climate. Oh, dude, I forgot. I have to define what geography is. I'm such a fool.
You're fine. Just keep going.
But the geography was more suitable for the North to be lumber, whaling, and then later on industry, while the South became more of an agrarian area. This heavily defined how these two regions would develop and eventually lead to a lot of conflict later on. Another example of how the geography shaped our culture is with the Hudson River School, which is when America was first branching off into its own distinct culture. American impressionism art was mostly painting the landscapes and the geography. So you can see how that would be directly affected by America's geography.
Very interesting about geography. Though, if it weren't for the people of America to
Thank you, Cooper.
yeah, that was great. If
Thank
it weren't
you.
for the people of America,
No, really, thank you.
this geography wouldn't have any people on it. Now, this comes in the form of settlement. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that, Kevin?
The year was 1492, and the Europeans had officially reached the West.
We should
They made a
start
settlement.
on yours.
They made a settlement in the West,
Yeah.
which came with many different side effects.
Mhm.
These side effects, the main one being the Columbian Exchange.
Yeah.
With the Columbian Exchange comes great changes to America, right?
Mhm.
Such as livestock,
Yeah.
Livestock.
Grains.
Grain.
and vegetables,
Mhm,
including
mhm.
our very own tomato.
Of course.
Man.
Tomato man.
As well as diseases. They did not
Disease.
just settle any area that they wanted to. They chose the
This
areas
stinks.
very specifically so they could.
I want to go watch Neymar Jr. play soccer.
Oh my god! Continue.
That's what they did to the Native Americans.
Go on.
They chose the areas that they could use for their own gain, which included areas that were ripe for agriculture and or brimming with ores.
Mhm.
In due time, Britain will end up making the 13 colonies, settling in the West. And this is not without conflict, of course, because trouble had started to arise with the Native Americans as the encroachment of their land had begun to arise more and more. The British it also wanted more land after the French and Indian War,
British.
claiming land that was past the Appalachian Mountains.
Mhm.
It kept expanding westward and settling into the new areas acquired while the population had risen. Immigration was also a vital part of American history as well, and you could see this with the migration of the
It's not wrong.
what?
That whole sentence. You went.
With the
I think I heard
immigration
poggers.
of the Europeans to the America as well as the British people to America. And this ties in heavily with the idea of settlement. Without immigration,
It went to
without
Xbox quality.
immigration, there was no settlement
Mhm.
in the U.S.
Mhm.
Now, in the 1800s,
Like-
there was also an influx of Irish people as well as German immigrants who come.
Somebody showed the
know my
gnome.
project.
These Irish
We
people.
were recording.
He's fucking Irish.
We're recording a project.
If this doesn't scream,
We're
I'm doing my
restarting
project at home. I don't know what does. Anyways, that was great, Kevin. Thanks for all of that. Now, if we'll come over to my section.
Hey Kevin, how about you go through this door?
Now, if you come over to my section. I gotta write more for this.
Come into
Because
this
you guys
door.
wrote a lot. I didn't write
No,
that
it wasn't
much. for my-
done.
Eh.
No, you're done.
idea. Anyway, I gotta pull up what I wrote. Here we can see the U.S. and its implementation of technology as it progressed. Being a key part of the Industrial Revolution, America was prized to. I have autism. I can't. There's so much happening. I can't focus. It's not
Dude,
a bit.
imagine being struck with a crippling and debilitating
Imagine
mental
being
illness
struck
just
with
for the
it.
guy who discovered it to call it Asperger.
Here we can see the U.S. and its
Talk like
implementation.
I can
of
only
technology.
imagine what you're going through right now.
America, being a key part of the Industrial Revolution, was prized to create key technologies in the future. In this specific diorama, we can see examples of something the United States was able to harness, being natural resources.
City
For
diorama.
example, coal, oil, and gas.
City diorama.
This ability allowed for the advent of future American
I can't see
technology.
this area.
For example, the
You
light bulb,
glitch my
the
game by
telegraph,
making me walk
and the
here.
telephone.
Neymar.
Both of which had lasting effects on not only the country,
Neymar.
but the world as a whole. Technology didn't only benefit the country in the Industrial Revolution, it too helped us move across the country through migration. This kind of technology can be seen in something like trains or cars, which we will now look at. Tell us a little bit about what you got over here, buddy.
Fuck, man, let
No.
me tell you.
God, dude, come on, let's just get through one.
We don't have shit over here. Trains, people move places.
Not you, Kevin. Lee,
Yeah,
go.
let me keep my
No, I'm going again.
The development of new transportation technologies such as trains and railroads made commerce possible on a vast scale within the U.S., allowing large shipments of food, crops, raw materials, and manufactured goods to be transported from East Coast cities to the West Coast, as well as facilitating international trade. For immigrants in the United States, the Transcontinental Railroad presented an opportunity to seek their fortunes in the West. With the help of trains, more people would migrate west to seek better economic opportunities.
You're not gonna rush through it like that in the actual one, right?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I was just getting attacked.
All right, that was pretty good, I'd say. Not
Yeah.
like